What's up, everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood Lego Pizza, and I'm back here again with a new video. And this time, I'm super hyped because we are finally launching our Metafy page. That's right, you might have heard through the grapevine that we had something cooking, and boy, do we. Now, we are really trying here to create a competitive community that wants to get better at SWU. And this Metafy page is going to allow us to do that. It will allow us to give more content, grant more access to the team, our cool ideas, and things like deck guides that we really think will level up not only the content game in SWU, but also the way people play. So that's the big thing for us is being able to provide that stuff in a platform that is really useful for both us and the community. So this is a quick overview of what the page looks like. It is, metafy.gg slash at eclipse dash TCG. I know that's a mouthful, but the link is also in the description if you want to check it out. So you go to the page, you hit join to unlock. You can look at the various tiers and what they have to offer. Obviously, as the price goes up, you get more stuff. Who doesn't like stuff, dude? Come on. So yeah, if you think that we can provide awesome content, you haven't even seen what we have in store. So it's going to be even better than that. So, at any of these tier points, I think it is a steal. You get to join our community and work with us from the ground up to build something awesome. We're going to be providing a lot of really cool stuff. We're really excited about this. If you want to learn more about this, go and watch the rest of the video. But if you're just super excited to join, which I hope you are, just pause the video, go to the Metafy, join at the tier that you are comfortable with, and come join our community, refine the way that you play so that you can define the meta that we know. Thanks, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the Discord.
Troy Yamaguchi for Eclipse TCG, and we're here today in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia, where our team just got done playing the Atlanta sector, where we took down not just the first place finish, but also 2 spots in the top 4. And with this, we have some very exciting announcements to make. Our team will be opening its Metafy platform, and I wanted to go over all of the new developments that we're looking to bring to the game in terms of advanced analytical content and a place for discussion. Metafy is a platform that a lot of other games use, and it's usually a platform where you can get advanced, personalized contact with top-level players and organizations. Usually this comes in the form of either coaching or guides, but we've seen what other groups have done within this space with their public discords and discussion chats, and want to take up some of that as well and take it to the next level. So I want to go over the various services that we're trying to open with this Metafy, as well as just talk and just be very transparent about the reason that we've taken this route and the opportunity that this brings us as an organization to bring content that would definitely otherwise just not exist. And I think that's going to form the crux of this discussion. So first of all, why Metafy? Metafy, as opposed to Patreon, allows a lot more direct integration. It's a much more robust service than Patreon and gives us more control over the different levers that we can pull and the different services that we can provide. So we went with Metafy over Patreon for that reason. Okay, so let me just start by being very transparent and very emphatic about the current status of the channel and the content that's been posted so far. So Metafy is a paid service, but I want to be very clear that nothing that has been posted so far is going away. We do not have any intention to put any of the analytical content that we've been bringing to the game behind a paywall. We do not have any intention of diverting anything that would have been posted on the YouTube to a paid service. Metafy is simply a platform for us to bring things that we've wanted to do and things that we've always just like had planned that we never had the time or the ability to put effort into. Because very simply, like, people have other obligations. People work full-time jobs. People have families. People have children. It's very difficult for us to justify spending even more time doing what we do on something that is not directly gameplay related. Even within the team internally, we had a very, very lengthy and even sometimes heated discussion of if opening this service would detract from our focus on the game, which is the thing that we love. Eclipse TCG is not a content team. We are a competitive team. We are trying to win events. We are trying to bring the game's gameplay to its highest level. And so content, we want to make sure that it's not something that detracts from the amount of time that we're able to spend playing the game that we love. But the fact that Metafy has a financial component to it means that we can spend more time total on Star Wars Unlimited. We're aware that other people in this space have been able to quit their full-time jobs to just focus entirely on Star Wars. I think that's incredible. That's something that I would certainly love to be able to do for myself, and having the financial security and the financial incentive to be able to spend even more time on SWU is something that we're very much attempting to focus on. So um, just to repeat, everything that's on the channel will continue in its pace. There is nothing that is going to be paywalled. This is just a means to create more content with even more depth and more effort involved than would otherwise exist. Because very simply, we could have an idea for a guide or an idea for an analytical project that we would like to do, and we can conduct it internally. But for us to bring it to the public would require such an additional burden of information that there is no reason that we can be able to do it if there was not also a attachment to the service of Metafy. So that's our justification for that, and I hope that's compelling. And I just want to be completely transparent with our plans with regards to that. So with that disclaimer out of the way, I want to focus on what some of these projects will end up looking like, and what some of the very exciting things that we have that are in the works. So I'm familiar with Metafy. I've purchased guides. I've read guides. I've taken them to other games. Usually these games have a little bit more of a financial incentive for information than Star Wars Unlimited does. Although the Star Wars Unlimited pricing has impressed me in terms of what you're able to get for it. But even just putting that even more cynical side aside, I am familiar with the landscape of quality, with the landscape of what is expected if you're going to ask somebody for money to give them information about a game that people mostly play for fun. And I just want to be very clear when I say that anything that we are charging money for, we take this very seriously. Our level of quality, it extends to everything. The gameplay that we have, the content that we produce, it's all part of one big mindset, if you will, to pursue just excellence in all things. So um there's a lot of fears, and there's a lot of conversations in the community about what monetization looks like, and we're very aware of that. We're very conscious of that. But I don't know. I just I don't I just have to give you my word that I would not put my name on a product that I did not feel was worth money if I'm charging, any sort of sum. It is not something that I'm comfortable doing, and I put that uh I mean that very seriously, and the rest of the team feels exactly the same way. Ian is very, in fact, if Ian is always telling us to put more information into the guide, I'm like, Ian, this is already above and beyond all of its competitors. But it's something that we're very aware of, and it's something that we take very seriously. So with all of this out of the way, and I'm not gonna belabor this anymore. I want to talk about what exactly we're going to start hitting in the next week in the lead up, and our vision for this down the line as well. Okay, so services and what is going to be included on our Metafy. So at the very basic level, we're going to be opening our public Discord. I guess it's more of a private Discord because you do have to pay to get in it. But this will include not only a grounds for discussion and an opportunity to engage with the team, but also, of course, deck lists. This is going to be the main thing. These will be our team's internal private deck lists that we're going to keep updated. These are the deck lists that we use to test and verify our assumptions about the format. And this will start with a lawless time, and of course, mostly target the run up to Worlds. Our team used the Atlanta sector. This was our first event together. We use this mainly as a proof of concept for refining our internal process, and it went really well. So we're of course targeting to win Worlds. That's what we said in our announcement. That is our goal, is to win Worlds, and we're going to try to use this Discord even as an opportunity within ourselves to improve our process, improve how we're tracking our deck list, the results of our deck lists, the thoughts that we're having on these deck lists, and this will be the grounds for that kind of conversation to occur. Finally, on this Discord, we'll be having VODs of our testings. The next new feature that we're going to be bringing to this Metafy, and this is something that we could not do if we did not have the Metafy framework involved, is town halls and meta talks. So we have obviously our public-facing content, but this will just be additional opportunities to engage with our thoughts on the meta, or some of our theory articles. Our first town hall will be hosted by Mickey D, whom you may have heard on commentary this past weekend, and it will be on what he is seeing in the metagame with regards to rare bases right now, and also just rare bases over the course of the game's history. We're going to talk a lot about how HP is valued in this game and how that has effects on the decks that we play and the choices that we make. So, and here's what we mean. Mickey has wanted to write this article, and we're not going to paywall this article that he is going to produce. This will be available for free on our Metafy. So Metafy is also a great place for us to host all of our free content that otherwise does not have a home, just as opposed to putting it somewhere like Substack. So Mickey's article on this will be available for free, and the opportunity that Metafy offers us is to have deeper conversation and engagement with those that are interested in the topic at a deeper level. So our town hall will be a discussion even more in depth of Mickey's article, and he will be hosting that. In the future, we'll have event preparation, deeper metagame talks as we get closer to an event. I'm going to be practicing the upcoming premiere event for Calm Springs, so I imagine that we'll have quite a bit of limited content involved as well. And so this is just an opportunity for anything that we are already producing to just talk about it more and engage it on a deeper level. Finally, Metafy offers us the opportunity to offer personalized one-on-one style content. This could be anything from decklist discussion to personalized coaching to event preparation to even if you just had a theory question or something in the metagame that you would like another pair of eyes on. We see this as a way for players to engage with top level minds that are playing this game and sponsor essentially content that would otherwise not exist at the specificity that they would otherwise like. So I think this is a great opportunity for the group and is something that is going to be available at our highest tier of engagement. Our team is currently working on a Lando Lake Country Metafy guide. This was our breakout deck from the Atlanta sector, and we're going to be talking very in-depth about not just what this deck is and how all the different cards function and some of the decision trees that come with some of its optional effects, but we also are emphasizing what some of the more fundamental lessons this deck teaches you about playing Swoo that you can then take to other decks. We're talking about how to sequence, talking about how to make your mulligan and resourcing decisions. So this is a really good opportunity for us to show how we think about the game and some of the level of content that we're hoping to bring. This guide will include not just the very in-depth written content that you could come to expect from a Metafy guide, but also hours and hours of exclusive video content as well. Most of this will be in the form of VODs that we use to showcase our thought process as we're playing this deck with specific attention to our matchup nuances and some of the things that are explained in this VOD. So that'll be available on the Metafy. We'll include the overview and introduction segments for free, just so you can get a taste of what the style of this will be and the level of detail that we're attempting to engage. I expect this to be a very, very lengthy project, and I expect it to release ideally by this weekend, but if we feel that we need to take an additional week to get this perfect, we will take the time to do so. Again, we take our level of quality very seriously, but we do want to get this out in a timely fashion because it's a new deck and it's very exciting for a lot of players to pick up. This guide will remain updated throughout the Lawless Time format as new information becomes available to us. I talked a little bit earlier about how there are new threats emerging in the metagame, and of course there are always adaptations that are coming downstream. So this is something that we're looking at, and if there's ever a correction that needs to be issued to the information in the guide, it will be included. This is not a static product. This is something that is live, and as our information about this deck matures, this will be represented in the guide itself as well. So those are our plans as regards to the Metafy. The links are available. Please do check them out. Again, the whole purpose of this project is for us to formalize and make available some of our testing processes as we approach Galactics. I think that this is really going to help our organization be more organized and take a lot of our own internal processes a lot more seriously. So there's a lot of benefit for us, and more so than that, we just want to help you be the best player that you can be at this tournament, because we get so much out of this game from a competitive standpoint that is something that we love to engage with, and we would like to bring that to the community wider. So those are our plans in the short-term future. As we approach Galactics, there are a number of technical tools that we have in the works that we would love to make available, but I can't say too much on those because it's a little bit of a question mark for now. But anyway, that's all I have today. I'm, again, really excited. I'm really happy that the team did well at the Atlanta sector, and the fact that this project can exist is something that I've always wanted to do, but now have the support and infrastructure to make available. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, and I'll catch you all on the next.